art of war.
Puerto Rico, 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 Puerto Rico.
This is Mike No Mercy Serrano from Gracie 717. You know what I mean? I didn't have it easy growing up. Everything was earned. It was hard, and everything was well deserved when I did get what I needed. But nothing was definitely not handed to me growing up. You know what I mean? I grew up in the Bronx, New York, South Bronx, where I was born, and moved here to Lancaster when I was around 15 years old, and just going to fights every other day in New York in summer times. You know, getting jumping other kids. You know what I mean? It's just a hard life. You know what I mean? Just growing up in New York and in the Bronx, and me and my brothers, we were just always going at it growing up with the neighborhood local kids, and I guess it just gets released when they get in the cage once the door's locked. It's like the beast just gets loose. I definitely have to say my boy Cheapo, you know, Angelo Colon. That's my right-hand man. He's been riding with me ever since, probably like 5-6 years ago since I first started fighting. He's always traveling me out of town to Virginia. I'll be the only one probably going the night before for weigh-ins, and he'll be like, I'll ride with you. I'll be there early in the morning, you know what I mean? And he's definitely my biggest rider, and I'll say right now, my coaches, Zach and Damien, are biggest supporters. They always believe in me. You know, when they know when I'm training at 100% and giving them my all, I'm capable of beating anybody. And they're definitely my biggest supporters, Damien and Zach, and my fight team. And besides my wife, you know, my wife is always motivating me, always encouraging me, complimenting me throughout the day. You know what I mean? Say you're so focused, you're getting stronger, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, she's my biggest supporter. I'll say, yeah, my fight team, my wife, and my right-hand man, Cheapo. When I first started training about 6 years ago, I was hanging out in a barbershop, and my teammates were trying to come up with a fight name for me. They found out I started, not my teammates, but my friends at the barbershop, they found out I was started fighting MMA, and they're coming up with names, and they're like, you know, you're always ferocious, when you work out, you're always intense. I mean, we should call you like No Mercy or Mike Machete Serrano. So I was like, nah, I think we'll go with No Mercy. I like that one, and ever since it stuck, and I got like 3 months later, I got the tattoo on my forearm, and here I am, No Mercy. It's a name going somewhere. It's a movement. I enjoyed watching UFC growing up in the 90s, in the early 90s, growing up with my brothers, and I admired it. Just the Gracie, just taking on the big guys and making them tap out any way possible. And a friend of mine, like 6 years ago, was getting a haircut, and he told me about this place up in Ephrata that he started training in. I was like, hey, I'm still athletic. I still got potential to do something with myself, and I tried about 6 years ago, stepped in the gym, and ever since then, now I'm a pro 6 years later. Yeah, I would definitely like to have a fight for either the UFC or Bellator, you know what I mean, just that's the higher step, you know what I mean, that's a higher throne, just to say, hey, you know what I mean, I was an elite top fighter, you know what I mean, I made it there to the throne, you know what I mean, that's my long-term goal is not to be the UFC champion or anything like that, definitely not in it for the money. I do it because I have the passion for it, I just love the training, I love pushing myself, I love testing myself. And I'm definitely my biggest critic. So, but yeah, if I get a call from Bellator, UFC, World Series of Fighting, anything like that, you know what I mean, CES, you know what I mean, hey, that's a bonus for me. But yeah, I'll definitely be ready if the time happens. My family, they're my foundation. They're everything. To be honest with you, they're everything. They motivate me. I wake up in the morning. That's what keeps the extra pep in my step throughout the day. Seeing my beautiful wife, my stepkids, you know what I mean? I got my dogs, and they just motivate me, and I just try to be the best I can, role model-wise, for my stepson. Big motivation now that I'm a pro. everybody knows each other if you know the right people, and it's a tight-knit community when we try to, for events and stuff like that. And we have some good fighters in Lancaster, to be honest. Gracie 717, we're like the only probably MMA school in Lancaster as of right now, and we're one of the top MMA schools in central Pennsylvania, and I feel that Lancaster embraces it. It's like boxing, you know what I mean? But now MMA's taking over boxing, and Lancaster's definitely a fighting city, and we fight for what we want, so they definitely support it whenever they hear there's a local MMA event coming to Lancaster. I just want to thank my sponsor, number one sponsor, Craig Trissler, 551 West from here in Lancaster. He had my back ever since the beginning. I met him before he opened his restaurant, and we've been tight like 4 years already. He always has my back, always supporting me. Whatever I need, he's there for me, and I'm there for him, vice versa. He's like a brother from another mother. You know, I just like to thank my personal trainer, Wayne, I Train Studios. I like to thank all my fight team, my coaches, Damien, Zach, everybody, you know, old man Randy for wrapping my hands for fights. You know, Cheapo, you know, he's there, no Team No Mercy in the building, my wife, and I just want to thank Lancaster for believing in me and always supporting me.